Best player available is what Mike Borgonzi is looking at number 4 for the Tennessee Titans. We'll break that down, but there's also one Titans insider that is leaning more to edge than running back at number 4. Let's find out next on the Titan Report podcast. Welcome back to the show. Hope y'all having a great day today. Happy Easter to everybody out there. I hope everybody has a blessed day. I hope everybody enjoys their day, at least goes outside, spend some time with family. Once I'm done filming this show, that's exactly what I'm going to go do and spend some time with family. So hope y'all are having a very great Sunday. It's a great day outside. Baseball's back. We have some March Madness we're going to talk about in just a little bit. We also are going to talk about some Titans offseason moves, because the Tennessee Titans made 4 signings after Mike Borgonzi spoke to the media. He said the best player available at number 4, and also there's one Titans insider that has a little bit of leverage to edge over Love at 4. We're going to break that down as well. So welcome back to the show. My name is Jackson Weber. I'm the host of the Titan Report podcast. Again, I hope you guys are having a great, fantastic Sunday. We have a lot to get to in today's show. So first off, I do want to talk about some off-season dates. So this is per Tron Davenport, the NFL release its off-season date. So the Titans start off-season activities on April 7th. That's because they hired a new head coach, and because the Titans did that, their off-season starts earlier than a lot of other teams. So voluntary minicamp is on April 21st to 23rd, and they have OTA off-season workouts from May 18th all the way down to June 12th. Again, those are different days. And then mandatory minicamps on June 16th and 17th. I do want to talk about, first of all, the voluntary minicamps. You might not see Cam. You might not see Jeff Simmons. There's sometimes some of those players don't go. If you're rehabbing from injury, there's more than likely you're not going to see some of those players. You might see Will Levis. You might not see Will Levis. It really depends. And then the thing is with that is rookie minicamp is right before OTAs. So we're going to have rookie minicamp coming right before that, just a couple weeks before. So you get to have all the rookies have the minicamp. So whoever the Titans draft in the 7 rounds, UDFAs, those all come together and they have just their own camp. But the Tennessee Titans have been making some moves, and they made 4 moves this past Wednesday. And to start out, they signed quarterback Hendon Hooker. You have 4 quarterbacks on the roster now. This could mean the end for quarterback Will Levis. He could be the odd man out here for the Titans. And number 2, there could be a scenario where the Titans actually let Levis stay on the roster until August. That's a very big scenario because the Titans could let him get healthy and get ready to go, and then he can go to training camp, he can do practice, do all those things, and he can maybe go in a couple preseason games. And then when it comes to roster cutdown day, that's when the Titans might move on from Levis. That's what they did to Malik Willis just a couple years ago, and they kept Will on the roster. So Hendon Hooker is going to compete for a backup spot. He's a former 3rd-round pick from the Detroit Lions in 2023. He's been with the Jets, Panthers, and the Lions, and also now with the Tennessee Titans. The former Tennessee Vol comes home, and he was on the practice squad last year. And Michael Carter, the running back from the Arizona Cardinals, I know some people are going to say, the Titans are out on Love because they just signed Michael Carter. No, that's not the case. But it does add a little bit of a question because now you have 6 running backs on the roster. So what are you going to do with Jeremiyah Love if he comes to Nashville? Most likely you're going to trade Tony Pollard. But what is the depth behind you going to look like? If Love does get drafted, we'll do that later on. So former 4th-round pick in the Jets in 2021. He played with Robert Saleh. 17 starts, 1,692 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns, and 61 career games. Carter last year in 13 games carried the ball 92 times, 333 yards, and 1 touchdown in 2025. And also 5 starts that last year as well. And then KJ Osborne, who I wanted in the 2020 NFL draft, 5th-round pick for the Vikings, Commanders, and the Patriots. He has not played since 2024. He was on the last year with the Atlanta Falcons practice squad. And he could maybe compete for maybe a late Titan spot in the receiver room. You never know. Osborne's played 87 games in his career, 34 starts, with 1,902 receiving yards, 16 touchdowns. So, again, we'll kind of see where Osborne lands on the roster if he does land on it. And then Lance McCutcheon, a little depth guy. He mostly played tight end, but he can also play wide receiver. He spent last season on the Titans roster. He's with the Rams, Texans, Jets, Steelers. Now let's go to Mike Borgonzi. Mike Borgonzi said best player available no matter what the position is. Mike Borgonzi feels like right now, currently at this moment, He says he wants to take the best player available. He also said, I did not put it in here, he put the Titans in the best spot possible to take the best player available. So the Titans so far this offseason have gotten a lot of good pieces, and they feel good about taking the best player available, no matter where that could be. Edge, linebacker, running back, you never know where you're going to go at number 4. If the Titans do like Bain, if Titans do like Bailey, they like Styles, they like Love, Tate, and also Mike Borgonzi was talking about the offensive line. And going into this owners meetings, that's probably one of the biggest questions for Mike Borgonzi. What are you doing at the offensive line, especially the interior with center and right guard? Mike Borgonzi says they're keeping all options open on the interior line. The Titans are going to make signings at center, Austin Slotman, and then guard Cornell Blossom. But Mike Borgonzi is not ruling out potentially re-signing guard Kevin Zeitler. He's also keeping an eye on Jackson Slater. There's going to be a competition at right guard and center. So Jackson Slater says did some good things. That's a guy who watched, and Stoney Keeley was the first guy who brought it up because Jackson Slater could very much start at both positions, and he's comfortable to do so. So Jackson Slater's a guy to watch. He says he likes some good options later rounds in the draft, especially for the interior offensive line, like Caleb Rutledge. We've talked about him many times on the show, which I like Rutledge. I would love Rutledge at 66, or if he falls to 101, heck yeah, I'll take it. I mean, I doubt he falls to 101. But, man, I absolutely love that. So, Borgonzi was talking about that. He was also talking about the trade. He talked a lot about Ruben Bain. And Saleh and Borgonzi both like edge Ruben Bain from Miami. Now, let's go to Titans coach Robert Saleh. He says edge rushers are playmakers, too. When you're drafting that high, you're looking at who can change the game in one play. We need guys who can change the game in one play. And when you're looking at these guys who can flip the game on its head, edge rushers can close it, and skill guys can end it. So, that could mean Ruben Bain. That could mean David Bailey. There's a lot of options. Robert Saleh does like those guys. By the way, if you ever heard, Arvo Reese and David Bailey both had top 30 visits with Tennessee. Those guys have officially visited with the Titans. So did Ruben Bain. So all these guys have visited with the Tennessee Titans. And there could be a lot of options. Now, we're kind of deep diving the edge position in just a little bit. But all those guys I just mentioned are going to go early. Somewhere in the top 10. We just don't know where. So Robert Saleh says he really likes all those guys. He also was talking about the running back room. He likes the guys in that running back room. And again, he just could be saying that. And I expect him to just be saying that because what do you want him to say? Oh, yeah, the running back room is bad and we have to upgrade. I mean, really, what do you want him to say? We'll kind of see where things go. We still have 18 days away. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of closing in on us. 18 days away before the start of the draft. Now let's talk about Tom McShay, who brought up Jeremiyah Love recently in his podcast. He says someone who has a say in the Cardinals organization has been pushing very hard for the team to consider selecting running back Jeremiyah Love at number 3 overall. So Tom McShay has sources from the Cardinals organization that somebody's pushing for Jeremiyah Love. Now, the Cardinals have signed, 6 running backs, or they have 6 running backs on the roster, right now. So really before this, everybody was saying, oh, Tennessee's getting Love because Arizona's not passing up. Well, the Cardinals could screw up the Titans' plans big time, and that's what we're talking about next segment. So if the Cardinals either take Love and Bailey, where does Tennessee even go, right? So Love could be gone. The thing that I'm most worried about is the Titans might lose out on Love via trade. And what that looks like is somebody trades up with Arizona. Like, I've heard things with the Dallas Cowboys. They might trade up. Kansas City still wants to move up, right? Washington might move up because you know why? Because they might fear Tennessee might take Love at 4. It might be a secret. You never know. But I think when you're kind of looking at it, when you're thinking about it, you got to understand that trade's a big possibility. Now we're going to get into the topic of one Titans insider that has a more higher percent chance of getting drafted by the Tennessee Titans. And Easton Freeze at EasySports.com, he has Arvo Reese and David Bailey both at 50%. That's 15% higher than Jeremiyah Love at 35%. And then 10% is edge Ruben Bain. And then 3% Sonny Styles. 2% is Carnell Tate. I do want to read about what he said about David Bailey and Arvo Reese. He said, I'm lumping Reese and Bailey into the same bucket. First of all, there's no chance both of them are there at number 4. Between the Jets, who are fully expected to take one of these 2 players, and the Cardinals, who could just really take edge or offensive tackle. No world, both of these players are at the board at number 4. So it's really a coin flip. It's really going to matter what the Jets and the Cardinals do. And today I'm still thinking Arvo Reese is going number 2 to the Jets. And they'll be right down there behind him. It might be David Bailey, or it might be the tackle Francis Magiola from Miami. And then you go down to number 4. That's where maybe you can see David Bailey or Jeremiyah Love go. Those are the areas to watch. Now, if Arva Race and David Bailey do go, it's a higher chance the Tennessee Titans will go Jeremiyah Love. I still think Jeremiyah Love is still very highly interested in the Tennessee Titans, and the Titans front office is still highly interested in him. David Bailey or Jeremiyah Love? I like David Bailey a lot at number 4. And let me tell you, this guy will be absolute beast for the Tennessee Titans. And look, let's kind of talk about the Titans defense last year. This is why they definitely need edge. Number 1, 31st in NFL with sacks, 26 sacks last year, and with a low 33% win rate, which is not very great. That's the lowest in the league, right? And now they're transitioning from a 3-4 to a 4-3. So maybe that number might go up a little bit. And then obviously they cannot get pressure, right? The Tennessee Titans last year only got 18.9 pressure rate, which was one of the worst in the league also. So the Tennessee Titans were struggling to enter the quarterback. And that makes everybody on your team worse. More holes open up. The quarterback has more time to throw the football. And good teams have good offensive lines and good defensive lines. And the Tennessee Titans need help at defensive line. And you also need to get help for star defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons. You already started with John Franklin Myers, but you need help on the outside. The Tennessee Titans have been struggling to find outside edge pieces on the defense, right? Last guy who was somewhat solid was Harold Landry. Arden Key and Jahad Ward were solid fill-ins, but they're not day one starters. You want day one starters, but I believe David Bailey will bring that spark to the Tennessee Titans. 15 sacks, 23 quarterback hits, 81 pressures, which is all 3 of those categories alone is the most in FBS. But David Bailey, very good frame, very good hands, quick twitch, large frame. David Bailey has a good arm size, very good hands. He wins a lot of one-on-ones, especially he can play on both sides. He fits Robert Saleh's type of scheme. He's a guy in this draft that really fits Saleh's scheme really well, and that's what I like about David Bailey. And we'll talk about next episode as we break down the top need still for the Tennessee Titans. And we talked about offensive line earlier, but I believe edge is number 1 on the board. The Tennessee Titans need to figure out the edge position in this draft. It's been way too long. The Tennessee Titans have not brought any edge help, especially from the draft, to come help on the defense. Last guy they drafted as an edge prospect in the first round, I'll let you think about it for a moment. Don't overthink about it. 2010, Derek Morgan. That's a very long time. The Tennessee Titans have not found an edge piece in the first round. That's insane. So my biggest priority coming in this draft is you need to find a pass rusher, and definitely David Bailey interests me as well. If you trade down and if Bain's there, I like Bain also. But right now I'm sticking to David Bailey. If he falls to you at 4, I like David Bailey. And again, it's no disrespect. I really want Jeremiyah Love as well. But you need to think about good players that you can fit on your team. And also keep in mind is when you're having a first-year head coach, you want to make them go in the best situation possible. And why not add to a defensive line already with John Franklin Myers and Jeffrey Simmons, Jermaine Johnson, Femi Oladejo? This pass rush, I think, can be good in 2026 if the Titans address it in the right way. If you get good pieces around you. And also, not to say it takes off a load of Jeff and John Franklin Myers as well, just because those guys can get free and get to the quarterback. And one of John Franklin Myers and Jeffrey Simmons is going to get double teamed. It's going to help the players around you, right? And the Titans are going to rotate a lot on defense. It's definitely a good move the Tennessee Titans should make. All right, I definitely want to show you all this. So this is from Mike Herndon on X. So he compared last year, Abdul Carter went number 3 overall to the Giants. And these are the edge prospects this year with David Bailey, Ruben Bain, and Arva Race. Everybody's almost the same. Everybody's around in the same area. But the thing that David Bailey has, a team that these other guys don't, is tackles for loss. Let's talk about 2 mock drafts I kind of did just to kind of before we recap and do the positivity of the week. And then this is the first mock draft is Jeremiyah Love, Denzel Boston, Romello Height, and Jake Slider. Now, if you don't go edge number 4, I can see this scenario happening. The Tennessee Titans need wide receiver. Now, you could go wide receiver here, or you could go wide receiver at 66. It really determines. But for this mock draft, I kind of changed things up. I don't mind Romello Height either, but I'd rather take an edge at 35. They just kind of give you all an example of what that scenario can look like. And then here is the David Bailey scenario. You get Bailey, you get an X wide receiver in Chris Bell, you get Traydon Stukes and play the nickel, and Samuel Hutch, your brand new starting center. So that is the 2 mock drafts I'm going to show you all today. We do more mock draft next week, kind of do a live one together on the show. It'll be a very fun time. But I do want to show y'all now the positivity of the week. It should open up today. I got this right here. I've been waiting for a couple weeks for it. I just got it a couple days ago. This package just came today. Let's open this thing up together, y'all. Woo! Yes, sir. So we got one with Cam. Huh. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Jeffrey Simmons. How sweet is that? First of all, I absolutely love the numbers, especially with the colors. That is absolutely one of my favorite things on this jersey, man. Let's go, dude. This is so cool. So now we got Tennessee Titans. Absolutely amazing. We have Cam's and now we have Jeff's. So, man, honestly, love the jersey, man. This is absolutely fantastic. So these are absolutely fire jerseys. New Tennessee Titans jerseys, or a chef's kiss, ladies and gentlemen. So just want to open that up and show you all the package. But man, what a treat today. Man, what an incredible treat. And I just kind of want to show y'all and break down and open up the brand new jersey. All right, how about that positivity of the week? New Jeffrey Simmons jersey came in the mail. It was fun to open. It was a live reaction. That jersey is absolutely perfect. A chef's kiss, what I call it. We are just 18 days away from the start of the draft, and we have so much coverage to talk about. But thank y'all for hanging out with me today on a very great Easter Sunday. Hope you all having a blessed Sunday. Hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday. But next week, we're going to do a live mock draft together. And also what we're doing is breaking down each of the picks from number 4, 35, 66, and 101. Stay tuned to that means next week. But for right now, though, signing off for the day. Happy Easter. Hope you all have a great rest of your week and a good start to your week. Hopefully, this is a good start to your week. So see y'all next week. Tighten up.